Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. Look at that, we got a green light for the battery. Love it. Let me show you what I'm up to. I pulled the carburetor off the Odyssey, and whenever you're working on one of these things, you're always trying to figure out what happened, what went wrong, what do I have to fix, what am I working on. And once again, God forbid, what am I not screwing up? Or, you know, if there is a screw up, what did I screw up? All right. So I pulled the carb off, and this thing has, I don't know, I call it a diaphragm fuel pump. A fuel pump that, what happens is a diaphragm goes back and forth with the engine vacuum, so to speak. It's in the crankcase, and that is what pumps gas. So I pulled the string several times, and no gas came out, right? And that kind of follows along what was going on with the carburetor. In the carburetor, it was pretty dry. This is the fluid that came out of the carburetor, and you notice, like, yeah, that's water. So the carburetor had some water in it, but almost no fuel. So I think its problem is it's just not getting gas. The carb itself wasn't in too bad a shape. I'll try to do this in a way that I don't dump all the stuff out. Right, it wasn't too bad. I mean, obviously it needs a cleaning. You can see there's yet some more water down in there. So I'm going to clean it up and get it ready to go. I'll smash it all back together again. But I got this bike. Stoney gave it a little squirt of starting fluid, panther piss as he calls it, and she fired right up on that, but it didn't keep running. And given that it ran for, I don't know, 10 seconds or whatever it was on the starting fluid, at a pretty decent RPM, that should have really been enough to have primed the carburetor and to have gotten it running. After I rebuild the carburetor, I have to put together some premix on it. This thing doesn't do the oil injection thing, or at least it doesn't appear to do the oil injection thing. Right? Those are two vent lines, 1, 2. That big one is the fuel line, and I don't see an oil can or reservoir on there, so I'm not thinking it does the oil injection thing. Well, actually, just to get it started as a precaution, I'm going to start it on one of these little gas tanks, and yeah, I'm going to fire it up on one of those little guys and see what its story is from there. Odysseys are interesting. I could go quite a while without seeing any Odysseys for sale on Craigslist. Even if you go to eBay right now, they're just really not that many parts out there, and the parts are bloody expensive. Somebody told me, what is it called? The Elsinore. The motorcycle, the 250cc motorcycle, used exactly the same engine, which means now, or not exactly the same, right? The Elsinore, however one says it, that thing actually had a hand clutch and a 5-speed transmission, I believe, where this thing just goes into a torque converter. But if one could start swapping things out, like the head, the carburetor in particular, the electrical system, though the electrical system on that one seems fine. Junk like that, it just gives so gives a person another place to look for parts. Though, and I'm not saying this right, the El Seymour or whatever that motor was called, or that motorcycle was called, I never, ever see them go up for sale. So that might be even harder to find. The only reason why I'm thinking there might be some carbs and all available out there is folks used to race those, and a lot of people had hordes and hordes of parts all over the place. So I'm hoping that there is a little bit more of that stuff available as parts. I haven't looked yet, but that was good information. I learn a lot from you guys. You give me a lot of information that I'm at point A and I'm trying to get to point C or D, but I need B, and I don't have B. I don't have the information to get me over step B, and a lot of times you guys really provide that for me, and for that I appreciate it. All right, folks, wish me luck. We'll get this carburetor smashed back together again. Then I got to sniff around for a little gas tank. Then I got to mount it. I got to mix up some premix. I think I have some gas floating around. I don't think the tractor drank it all. So then I got to mix up some premix. I'll smash that in there, and we'll see if we can't get this running. Hopefully the next time you see a video of this thing, ying ding ding, right as it's spinning up. All right, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.